Hello everybody, thank you very much indeed for joining. It's always a pleasure to see you here. And you know what my aim is, don't you? You know, my aim is to make your day merry. I am Charlie Merriman. I'm merry by name, I'm merry by nature. We are approaching 2,500 resets for Totodile. Shiny Totodile. Don't know why I said that like James Bond, but there we go. Totodile, shiny Totodile in Generation 2, my Pokemon Silver Dream Team quest. Hooray! We started this at the beginning of the year. I had the sober realization the other day that we're going to need to up our rate, aren't we? Because I did, around 2,000 resets over the course of January, and with odds in 8,192 and how slow these resets are, yeah, we want to make a little bit more progress. I have been doing quite a bit of hunting off stream, which is helpful, and I plan to continue to do so. But welcome in, everybody. You are very welcome here. It's going to be very chill. It's going to be the antithesis of last night's VGC stream. I always stream VGC on Tuesdays and shiny hunting on Wednesdays, and my Pokemon Brilliant Diamond soloing with Letterbarun on Thursdays. So yeah, kick back and let's see if we can reach 2,500 resets on tonight's stream. Without further ado, we'll get into the hunting and we'll catch up about our days as we do that. So, how was everyone's day? I released the next episode of my podcast featuring Party Ali today. Pokemon and Nintendo content creator, streamer, Shiny Hunter herself had a fantastic chat with Ollie and learned a lot from talking to her. So I hope you do as well. The episode is on the channel. It will be linked below. In the show, we take a stroll through the life stories of people in the Pokemon community, discovering the 6 Pokemon on their dream team along the way. And it's always an illuminating time. And oh dear. This is a problem. I need to click off the OBS in order to be able to click the up arrow, which I've linked to increasing the encounters without changing the scene. Anyway, talked about Ollie's background in musical theatre, for example, as well as a young child gaming with her dad, Aladdin on the Sega Genesis, that's right. Real blast from the past there. Queuing up to buy Pokemon Brilliant Diamond. Taking the decision to start creating content more seriously. Had a really fantastic chat with Ollie, so I hope you enjoy that. And if you've already watched it, then let me know your thoughts, or if you're watching it right now, or you are working your way through it. Now, we've just opened stream with a female Totodile and a Totodile with an HP stat of 21. Neither of them can be shiny in Generation 2. Just the way it works out in this generation, we have to have a male Totodile and an HP stat of 20 for it to have a chance of being shiny. Is it going to happen on tonight's stream? The odds are 1 in 8,192, as I say, so a high chance that it won't, but it can happen at any time. We can't really do anything to increase our odds on this hunt, but that's okay. I find the longer hunts all the more rewarding. Welcome in, Rani. Good to see you. You still need to finish the podcast. Well, I hope you're enjoying it. What do you think so far, Rani? Hope you're having a good time with it. So, this dream team that we have. In fact, I need to update the description with this. The targets we're going for are Totodile, of course, Pineco. It'll be good to get a headbutt hunt in. That is a means of encountering Pokemon that's so specific. I need to increase the encounters, don't I? Yeah, I think I do. So specific to Generation 2, so really enjoy the fact that we've got a headbutt hunt in there. Love bug types, and bug and steel is really, really cool typing. Espeon as well, that's my preferred one out of Umbreon and Espeon, and of course they were introduced in Generation 2, those forms of Eevee. Kingdra, of course, is my favourite Pokemon. You can see it behind me here. Hence Chazingdra, my online name. Partly because I love Generation 2. Water Dragon, I think, is such a cool typing. I love seahorses. It's got the air of mysticalness about it because I could not evolve my Seadra when I was younger. Didn't have someone to trade with. I now have a copy of Pokemon Gold as well, so I can trade with myself. And I need Crystal. Piloswine, Ice is my favourite type. I think the Ice Path is so iconic. And then Skarmory or Xatu. The encounter for Skarmory could well be too slow to handle. In which case we'll go for Xatu instead. That might be a decision I make later on during the quest. We'll have to see how we're getting on. But I love both. I think Steel Flying is such a cool combination. Xatu's design is incredible. I think Psychic Flying is a really cool combination too. Hieroglyph Bird, love that. But I did want a flying Pokemon on the team, or one that we can teach Fly to. There are all sorts of cool flying types introduced in Generation 2, but not all of them can learn Fly. Looking at you, Jumpluff. Looking at you, Ledian. Got a soft spot for Ledian. I just think it's often passed over, you know? We've got Spinarak and Ariados in the Teal Mask, but we don't have its Generation 2 counterpart, Ledibur and Ledian. So I want to shine a light on Ledian. Increase the love for it. I'm glad you're enjoying the episode, Ronnie. And how are you doing? How's your day going? Congratulations, everybody. We're halfway through the week. We made it. Less of the week to go than we've had. I tell you what, streaming on a Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, it makes the week go so fast, you know? Which is kind of a good thing, and then it also makes the weekend go that much slower, actually, which is nice. But hey, loving this routine that we've settled into. Oh, did I press B? Oops. We do want Totodile, Professor Elm. We do. So tomorrow, everybody, on stream, 5:45 GMT. And I plan to start a little bit earlier tomorrow. We continue our quest to beat Pokemon Brilliant Diamond with just Ledian. And we've reached the Elite Four. So we'll have our very first attempt at the Elite Four tomorrow. Maybe it will be the only one. I don't think it will be, though. I think it will take some experimenting, seeing what works, maybe changing up moves, maybe even changing up moves during the run. I'm going to aim not to save during the run, but that might prove impossible. So we'll see. But anyway. And I want to mark tomorrow as a special occasion, our first time attempting the Elite Four with Ledian. So keep your eyes peeled for what I've got installed for that. But I will see you tomorrow, 5:45 GMT, and we'll see how Ledian fares. The gym challenge has been an interesting one. The first gym, of course, posed a lot of problems, being a rock-type gym, and Ledibur, as it was at that stage, has a double weakness to rock. We also leveled up past the obedience badge cap during that fight. So we had to play around with disobedience things. I had to trade over a new Ledibur. You can't find it early on in the game in Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl. And so, yeah, if you don't have the requisite number of badges, then your Pokemon will start just not listening to the moves you choose in battle. It will go to sleep, it will just ignore you, etc. So sometimes we were just beholden to luck, but and that certainly happened with Crash Awake as well. But we got there. Now, there's no level cap, so even if the Elite Four proves too challenging tomorrow, we can just level up, grind some levels. And I personally am a big fan of the old-fashioned level grinding. I think the experience share makes things really convenient, and it definitely has its place. As someone who's played Pokemon for many years and remembers the good old days where you had to grind up your levels, I also have a soft spot for that. And let me know if the levels are okay for you, speaking of levels, tonight, everybody, in terms of the volume of my voice, the volume of music, etc. Hello, Luke. Good to see you. I hope you're having a merry day, my friend. How are you doing? What have you been up to today? You've got a bit of a headache, Ronnie. I'm sorry to hear that. I've been stressing out too much today. Oh, that's a shame. What were you stressing out about? Was it EUIC travel plans, perchance? And how are you all feeling about EUIC next week, everybody? Who am I going to be seeing there? The Europe International Championships. Cannot wait to welcome so many Pokemon trainers to London, the UK. I've seen quite a few people posting online about recommendations coming from afar, what residents or people who know London well would recommend. It's just going to be so exciting, welcoming so many people from all over the world over here. I'm glad you're doing well. And I am doing well, thank you very much, Luke. I released today's episode of the podcast featuring Party Ali, Chazingdra chats. Had a really good chat with her. I've been doing all sorts of other things today. I had to delete a lot of photos off my phone. I'm talking more than 1,000. My phone just keeps filling up. And so I needed to have a good old clear out of photos. And you know when it gets to the stage where your phone is so full that things like WhatsApp don't even open? It just says your storage is full, exit WhatsApp. Well, that happened. There are always bits of videos that I need to share, like the trailer for Ali's episode today. And also you can't upload YouTube shorts if your phone is too full, as I've discovered many times to my cost. So I need to have a big old clear out, and frankly there's still some more clearing out to be done. Thing is, and I have it all backed up on my laptop, but the thing is, there are some photos I just want on my phone, but I have to be a bit more brutal with it, because I would like a functioning phone, and I'd like the ability to be able to record videos and take photos here and there. That'd be nice. Anyway, anyone else having woes with their phone constantly filling up? Because my phone's sort of been on the brink for the past year. I want to say maybe more. Anyway, travel plans. You heard that the Eurostar, oh my goodness, the Eurostar might cancel. That is so annoying, Ronnie. Do you know why there are so many travel plans up in the air? Is it strikes or something? I'm very sorry to hear that, Ronnie. I hope that it all goes smoothly in the end. I hope it doesn't affect too many other people's journeys, because of course that's a big weekend for Pokemon fans and travel. Hope that everyone has as smooth a journey as possible to get to EUIC. 21, we can reset there. Let's hope that the weather's a bit nicer as well, because, it is February. It's been pretty gloomy and overcast today. But maybe next week the sun will come through. It'll feel a bit more like spring. I would love that. To welcome people to the UK show at its good side. Welcome in, everybody. Welcome in. Always a pleasure to see you. And thank you so much for being here. If you're here because you listened to my podcast episode with Party Ali, I very much hope you enjoyed. Plenty more episodes of that podcast where that came from, with Matt Absalbog's Pokemon, with Quick Panic, Tales of Taylor, and many, many more. Beyond Shiny Hunting as well. VGC players, competitive trading card game, Pokemon Go, Pokemon Unite casters, other influencers, YouTubers, content creators, streamers, etc. There's bound to be something for everyone. We're approaching the 50th episode, everybody, of the podcast, which is crazy. I released episode 43 today, so 7 weeks' time, we'll be at episode 50. Unbelievable. Thanks so much for all your support of the podcast so far. And in fact, that means we're approaching the first anniversary of the podcast too. I launched it mid-April last year. Absolutely crazy. We're nearly at 700 subscribers too. Please do like and subscribe if you're enjoying the stream, and even if you're not, quite frankly, I'd love to have some subscribes coming in. I think last time I checked, we're 10 subscribers away from 700, and I would love to reach 1,000 by mid-April. Again, the anniversary of the podcast, but also my channel. So all help towards that, hugely, hugely appreciated. We're reaching, in terms of the small numbers, we're reaching pretty big numbers, and we'll keep up the momentum from there. So, your travel plans run a 9-day train strike might happen in Belgium, starting the Sunday of EUIC. 10 p.m. Okay, well that's workable, I guess, Ronnie. At least it's at the end of EUIC, although that's crazy that it'll happen during the week. During the working week as opposed to over the weekend. But if it starts at 10 at night, that gives you time to get out, I guess. But yeah, either way, again, I hope it all goes smoothly for you. So I've been working on this hunt in the evenings this week, enjoying a lot of fantastic content. I tend to watch content about, like challenge runs, when I start an evening of shiny hunting. And then as I get more tired and just want something a little bit more easygoing, then maybe I'll switch to shiny hunter content. So like I really enjoy it. I'm currently really enjoying it. It's quite a long video, so I'm watching it in chunks. Blue Vaxer has a video on finding shiny marked Pokemon. Paradox Pokemon specifically. So it's he wants to find every single shiny Paradox Pokemon, past and future, with a mark. And it can't be the sociable mark. It cannot be the uncommon mark, because that one is actually pretty common. As far as marks go, I guess it's the most common mark. So I'm really enjoying that. Also, Droomish did a really interesting video on ace trainers. What qualifies a trainer to be an ace trainer in Pokemon? It's really fascinating, that deep dive into that question, so I do recommend that video. And what was the bit? I watched Agent V's video about Riley in Generation 4. So Riley, when Agent V was younger, because you encounter double battles with Riley, V found a shiny Steelix. A shiny Steelix in Iron Island. But then Riley's Lucario knocked it out. So it was a fail. And so it's the video about V reclaiming that in Pokemon Legends Arceus. That was a lot of fun. All sorts of things. Such great content out there. You want to leave on the Monday so you don't miss the VG finals. You're looking for other travel options like the bus or plane. Oh, okay, fair enough, Ronnie. Yeah, it's good dedication. You want to be there for the VG Masters finals. Although that's likely to wrap up at like... yeah... I don't know. Based on previous events, that's likely to wrap up around... what? 4 or 5? So you might still have time to make it back to Belgium. I don't know. But good to have an alternative as a backup. 10 more subs. We'll know if I get the right guest streak on my dream team. Yes, exactly. I'm anyone who's unfamiliar, Rani in the chat in my Discord community, which is linked below, by the way, everybody. It'll be a pleasure to see you in the Chazingdra Chocolate Factory. Come and join the merry folk. Every 50 subscribers I get, Rani gives me a guess at the Pokemon that would constitute her dream team. Now, that's a call out to the podcast. My podcast, Chazingdra Chats, because we discover the life stories of people in the community, but also discover the 6 Pokemon they choose for their dream team. So Rani sent me a picture of plushies of various plushies she has, 6 of which are Rani's dream team members, and I have to guess which ones. I'm on a 4 for 4 so far. Just 2 final members to guess. And yeah, so at 700, I'll be able to guess another. So again, all likes and subscribes go such a long way. Thank you very much. Turn on notifications too. Why not? That way you'll know when I'm live. You'll know when another video drops. I'm working on so many videos at the moment, everybody. I'm working on my Safari Week video from last year. If you didn't hear, I went more than 50,000 encounters for a shiny Pokemon that I then ran away from accidentally. I'm looking forward to you all seeing that video. I filmed the main scene. I've made a list of all the other footage I'll need from the streams that I was doing. Now I have to get all those clips, put them in the video, and then, like, put in some little icons, Pokemon graphics, and the titles and things on screen, and things like that. So, I mean, the video is coming this year. That's all I can say. I might even wait to release it to coincide with Safari Week this year, but we'll have to see how things go. But there's that. I want to do more vlogging of the events that I cast. That's something I didn't do for the past 3 events that I've cast. I am a Pokemon video game VGC caster. And I want to do more vlogging of the events that I do. There are various quests that I streamed. that have now wrapped up, and so it's time to make the sort of compilation video of that, like my Teal Mars Shiny Quest. We're nearly at the end of the Ledian solo quest. So things like that coming as well. All sorts of videos. I think it's easy, as when you're leaning into content creation and streaming, to let all the content that you're putting out there run away with you. And be left behind a little bit when it comes to creating the videos from the streams that you've been doing and generally the videos you want to put out there. And also, of course, editing takes a while. So, yeah, I'm sort of navigating that. My hope is that by the end of the year, I'll sort of be caught up. I know that sounds like a long way away at the end of the year, and we've only just started this one, but yeah, quite a few videos that I want to put out there. And I want to improve the stream layout as well. I want to make it a bit more interesting. All sorts of plans. All sorts of plans. But it's exciting. It's an exciting kind of busy. There's lots going on. And I'd rather have it that way than not have enough to do. So you love that, yeah. Luke. It's really interesting. Really interesting idea. Rani. Think about when I did the perfect run. Got a chance to guess more. All but one have a story. Oh, I see. Okay. As long as I don't hit the imposter, I'll get to know more about you. That's a really good point, Ronnie, yeah. Very cool that you put some imposters in there and things. Yeah, I appreciate the level of thought that went into that. I think it's a really cool idea. Channel memberships are coming, by the way, as well, everybody. I'm in contact with Alex U Splash in my community. Again, the link for the community, my Discord community, is below. Designing emoji and badges for my channel, which is really exciting. Music is being composed for the podcast as well, which is so exciting. I love the music I've heard already. We are just sort of, you know, honing what we've got, but I'm excited to launch that too. It's all exciting times for the channel. Of course, I put out my Birmingham 8192 Shiny Challenge video just a couple of weeks ago. The Birmingham Regional Championships recently. I took a leaf out of Nora in the Future and Quick Panic's book and hosted an 8192 Shiny Challenge in Birmingham. And it was so much fun. We did find 2 shinies. Check out the video on my channel if you want to see what they were. But that's a little taster of some of the other content that I'd like to put out going forward on the channel. Hello, Topher. Yeah, true. It has been a little while. It's good to see you again. How are you doing, Topher? Welcome back. Thanks so much for joining this chill shiny hunting stream as we go for Totodile. What is new with you, Topher? And thank you so much for joining. 9 more people. Okay, righty. Thank you for the countdown. Love it. Yeah, I hope that people enjoy the episode I put out with Party Ali today. I hope that brings me closer, or maybe even to 700 subscribers. Now, we asked a question yesterday which we didn't really follow up with. So, which restricted Pokemon do you think is going to win the Europe International Championships? I said Calyrex Ice Rider yesterday. And I think I stand by that. I think it's, you know, with Trick Room, excuse me, with slower Pokemon, you have the luxury of running bulk as opposed to speed. And, you know, essentially maximum attacking power. You can even do minimum speed to make sure you're the fastest thing in Trick Room. I think that serves Calyrex so well. Spread type ice damage that's 100% accurate. Incredible. So I think my money is on Calyrex Ice Rider. That's the money. That's the horse my money's on. How about all of you? What do you all think? I can see Zamazenta doing well. Shadow Rider, as I know, it's kind of been dropping off, but it had been, and then it had a bit of a rise recently. It's interesting with Terrapagos because people seem to be... when we first had Regulation Set G, people were saying, I feel like Terapagos is underexplored, it's got a lot of potential. And it won the Japan National Championships, I believe. It was finalist at the North America International Championships. But then, now Regulation Set G has come back. Terapagos hasn't really been doing too well. I wonder if people have fully moved on from it. Groudon's made a bit of a return. Koga as well, potentially more so. But yeah, I'd say Calyrex Ice Rider. What do you all think? You have been busy with work. You're still slowly getting through the Fennekin hunt. Finally hit 1,000 soft resets. Congratulations, Topher. Yeah. How long is each reset for Fennekin in Generation 6? I know it's pretty long. So I hope that they're not feeling too long, at least. I hope you feel like they're going quickly. Good luck with that Fennekin hunt. It's one I might do at some point myself. Fennekin. Exactly that. I mean, exactly that hunt. Fennekin is my favourite of the Generation 6 first partner Pokemon. What would be your ranking, everybody, of the first partner Pokemon from Generation 6? Order of 1, 2, 3. I mean, I think for me it would go Fennekin... Probably Chespin, happy little guy, and then Froakie. And I'm bearing in mind the entire line as well. And I think that's the worst. I think for me it would go Delphox and then Chestnut and then Greninja. Did you see, by the way, a Chestnut run by Paul Ruiz reached, I think it was top 8 at the Merida Regional Championships over the past weekend, which is really exciting. Quite a few female Totodile on stream so far. It's only a 1/8 chance. So yeah, that's what I say. What would you all say? Your order of preference for Generation 6. Same as me, Ronnie. Okay. So Fennekin, then Chespin, then Froakie. I also think another female. I also think, we see a lot of Greninja in the anime. So maybe I've reached slight saturation point with Greninja or something. I'm not sure. Another female. Is that 3 females in a row? That's 1/8 times 1/8 times 1/8. Unbelievable. Very cool Pokemon, don't get me wrong. Froakie, Greninja. Love a frog Pokemon. But yeah. Great shiners as well. The whole, all 3 of them. The whole trio. So 40 seconds to 1 minute, whether you're distracted, which is a lot. Yeah, fair enough. For each reset. Yeah. I know what you mean, Topher. I think with this hunt, I've been slowly able to focus more. And get the reset time down as much as possible. For example, an optimization I only started a couple of days ago was... As soon as you go and talk to Elm, you can start mashing the B button as opposed to A. Which is better because it means you don't accidentally talk to Elm after he's finished his spiel. Which saves a little bit of time, because if you talk to him, then he talks about Mr. Pokemon going around finding rarities. It's not too long, but still. Every optimization you can do, very important when you're doing thousands of resets. And I might at some point double up on this hunt. I do have Pokemon Gold that could provide a double up for us. We'll just have to see how long. The whole idea of a Dream Team quest is that you do it on the one save file. But maybe it's not practical. I don't know. We'll have to see. I'm fine for now, just going on the one save file. And incidentally, everybody, I'm not streaming next week. No streams next week. I'll be too busy. But I will be streaming the week after that. Which will make it especially sort of fitting if we do beat Pokemon Brilliant Diamond with just Ledian tomorrow. I kind of hope we don't, though. We don't want it to be too easy. Friendship bonuses we'll have to rely on. We're just running a Ledian, and they really can come in clutch. But it's kind of a win-win, because if we do complete it, obviously that's great, and also we have a week off streams next week, which is quite good timing. But yeah, it might be that we have to grind some levels. But anyway, no streams next week, everybody. I'll be back Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday the following week. Fennekin was your first partner, so you're biased to it. Then Fergie, then Chessman. Okay, so just swapping those last two. Fair enough, Topher. I do like a little hedgehog. Love a hedgehog. We've got to protect the hedgehogs. I think they're pretty endangered, so yeah, everything we can do to protect all kinds of wildlife. I think this is where my partly where my love of Pokemon stems from. I love animals. I love a nature documentary. So yeah, I'm big on protecting wildlife and the planet, as we all should be. I'm sure everyone here is as well. Please do like and subscribe, everybody, if we're enjoying. Hardly gets 700. We're nearly there. Nearly there. I placed a bet last time as to when this would shine. In fact, 2 weeks ago. What was it? It was 3,800 and something. I think 3,879 was what I said. Yeah, 3,879. So we'll see. That's quite a way off at this point. It's interesting. Pokemon Silver is my favourite game of all time, be it Pokemon or not. It's my favourite game of all time. But yeah, the shiny hunt for a first partner is longer than many hunts in Generations 2 to 5 games. So I'm bear in mind. 2,350, everybody. I find that it's hard to do 50 resets in half an hour, as in, or i.e., quite hard to do 100 resets in an hour. But that's what I aim for. That's what I aim for, if I'm focused enough. You've also been getting so distracted by these. Oh yeah, the mythicals. Yeah, did we see today, everybody? Shiny Meltan for completing the Kanto Dex in Pokemon Home, and shiny Caldeo for completing Sword and Shield Dex, I think. Yeah. And that couples with last week's, I think it was last week, shiny Enamorus for, or maybe 2 weeks ago, Enamorus for completing the Pokemon Home Dex for Legends Arceus, and shiny Manaphy for completing the Home Dex for Pokemon Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl, and also, of course, Meloetta in Scarlet and Violet. I haven't been doing any of them, Topher, I'll be honest with you. It sort of says expiry indefinite, so the danger with that is that you never get around to doing it. But plan to at some point. The thing is, I've completed the Pokedex in all of those games, every single one. I just haven't registered it all in Home, and that will mean going out and catching more pre-evolved forms and so on. I'm probably closer than I realised, though, actually, to still just having a complete Pokedex in my boxes that I can just blip blip into the into Pokemon Home to complete it. But they're very cool shinies. I love Keldeo's shiny. That mint green. I love a mint green. I love a turquoise, that sort of vibe, you know. Yeah, who else has been doing that? I might stream at some point my attempts to do that. I'm not sure. And it might be because this is quite the long-winded hunt for Totodile. It might be that I, alternate between this and some Switch shiny hunting. Some kind, maybe an Indigo Disc shiny during Team Quest, just like I did with Teal Mask in the autumn. Or, completing those home Pokedexes for the shiny distributions. Not sure, but anyway. Plenty of ideas going on. Decision came out of Dex. That's interesting to hear. Hold also correct, eh? Meltan, they can't evolve. Well, that's interesting, isn't it, Ronnie? Yeah. Meltan, you have to evolve in Pokemon Go, but surely they will introduce a new method of evolving Meltan. I think for its longevity, they kind of have to, right? And if they're distributing it via home, there's no way of it going via Go. I highly expect, maybe for Pokemon Day even, they will announce how we can evolve Meltan in the games that we do have. I remember when Meltan was first announced, and I was like, okay, well, that's going to evolve. And I thought, surely the name of the evolved form will be Meltitan. But then they went with Melmetal. Which I found, yeah, I mean, it's a cool name. But I felt like they were teeing up Meltitan so well. But oh well. You're currently playing Shield for the Caldeo. Fair enough, Topher, fair enough. So he has a chance to play Sword and Shield. Yeah, true. True. He has a chance to reconnect with those games. Which is something I do want to do. I was thinking the other day, actually, about a Sword and Shield Dream Team quest. So many... And through thinking about that, I realised just so many cool Generation 8 Pokemon. I think narrowing down the list is going to be difficult. But for sure, Frostmoth will be on there, and Phalanx will be on there. Phalanx is my favourite Generation 8 Pokemon, and I love Frostmoth. If we include a starter, so that would have to be hunting in a different file, but Sobble is my first partner of choice from Generation 8. I love the James Bond Lizard and Teleon. Appleton. Potentially Thievel. Maybe one of the fossils. But they're all sorts of such cool Pokemon. Runerigus, that would be on there. Yeah. How about all of you? What would you what would be on your Pokemon Sword or Shield Dream Team quest? I'd be very interested to hear. You've been streaming some of the Fennekin hunt, which has helped you focus on that. Yeah, fair enough, Topher. Yeah. Sometimes just setting up a stream, talking to chat is the way to go to help us focus on a hunt. Congratulations for reaching 1,000 resets on that. It always feels like a bit of a rite of passage once you've reached 1,000. Or not rite of passage, it feels like a milestone in itself. And the resets after that point go much more quickly, I find. Like, even though 2359, I guess we can now say we're approaching half odds, I guess. So I haven't done that many resets in the grand scheme of things, or in terms of full odds, but at the same time, I'm like, wow, how are we here? I thought we'd just done 1,000, sort of thing. 1,000 to 2,000 happened quite quickly. So yeah, it's all about doing something you enjoy alongside. Anyway, thanks so much for tuning in, everybody. If you listen to my podcast episode featuring Party Ollie, very popular Pokemon and Nintendo content creator and streamer, Shiny Hunter, then I hope you enjoyed the episode. That's on the channel. It's linked below if you want to take a gander. Thoroughly enjoyed talking to Ollie. And so many more episodes of the podcast on the channel. I've got Pokemon comedy skits on the channel, plenty of videos planned, plenty more exciting guests lined up for the podcast. You're not going to want to miss, trust me. If you're a fan of everything that Pokemon video games have to offer, this is the place for you. I say everything, and currently I'm in competitive and shiny hunting, although also I'm doing my Pokemon at Brilliant Diamond Challenge run, soloing it with a Ledian, which is a lot of fun. But then, in terms of something like contests, the Generation 3 contests, etc. That's something I'd be interested in streaming. I don't think I've ever done a contest in Pokemon Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl. So I am intrigued to look into those. Basically, Pokemon offers all sorts of possibilities in terms of adventures to go on in the games. That's why I love them. But yeah, Discord community link below. Be a pleasure to see you in there. Got my Patreon link below as well. Gives you access to bonus content for the podcast. Who want to get to know Arlie even better, then her Rapidash round is on the Patreon Rapidash round because it's bonus quickfire questions that my guest has not prepared for. I've got super thanks, super chat, super stickers, all that sort of stuff on YouTube as well. And channel memberships are coming soon. Got my social link below as well. I'm at Chazingdra. X, Blue Sky, Instagram, TikTok. Do follow along on there. But for now, enjoy the stream. And as then I will be back 5:45 GMT tomorrow with soloing Pokemon Brilliant Diamond with Lady Anne. We're at the Elite Four. First attempt at the Elite Four. It's going to be a memento stream. You do not want to miss it. So, these Generation 8 Dream Teams. Let me see. Snom might be your favourite Generation 8 Pokemon. It's a great Pokemon, isn't it, Topher? I mean, as you know, I just talked about Frostmoth. And, you know, Snom I equally love. Very cute. I mean, evidently, he's behind me, isn't he? Little Snom. Quite big Snom, actually, compared to the other plushies. I love that plushie so much. So yeah, good choice, Topher. Maybe Appleton. Yeah, well, again, agreed. I prefer Appleton to Flapple myself. I think they're both cool. I think Grass Dragon is a really cool combination. I think in one of the regional championships in Regulation Set H, where there were no legendaries, Flapple might have reached Day 2 or might have just fallen short of reaching Day 2 at one of the championships. It was very cool. Way too hard to decide. Fair enough, but you do want to do a Bash Quest one day for Sword. Yeah, fair enough, Topher. Same. It's sometimes just cool to sort of queue up all of these challenges you want to set yourself in the Pokemon games. And it feels endless, which is exactly the way we want it. Stay hydrated, everybody. Rani. Cinderace, Hatterene, Indeedee, Frostmoth, Flapple, and a 6th. Artazol. Fair enough. You're excited to watch Arlie's episode, Topher? Great. You're in for a treat. I had a really good chat with Arlie. I'm a fan of her content as well. Hope you enjoy it. So, Cinderace, Hatterene, Indeedee, Frostmoth, Flapple, Artazol. Yeah, I can see that team for you, Ronnie. I can see it. Indeedee female or Indeedee male? Interesting you're a Cinderace chooser. Go on then, everybody. Let's do what we did for Generation 6 for Generation 8 now. So, the order of first partners in your preference. So, for Generation 6 for me, it was Fennekin. Fox is my favourite animal. I don't tend to choose the fire first partner. Only Fennekin and Fuecoco have I made an exception to that. But yeah. Fennekin, Chespin, Froakie, and then full Generation 8 for me. Here we go, Sobble, and then it's tricky. I have a soft spot for School Bunny and Cinderace because we just see it less in the competitive video game, whereas Rillaboom we see a lot. But who would it be? It's tough between Grookey and School Bunny. I'm just going to have to go on the gut. And my gut says... Right now, I think it is School Bunny, actually. I think it is School Bunny. Sobble, School Bunny, Grookey is what it is for me. And so you're the other way round. So Cinderace and Teleon, Rillaboom for you, Ronnie. How about everyone else? Ooh, replace Flapple. Well, Sinistea didn't exist. Sinistea, yeah. Sinistea. I'm thinking of the Sinistra. Poltergeist. Yes, Sinistea. Although it would be Poltergeist, wouldn't it? Would be the fully evolved. Do you mean Poltergeist? Because they did an interesting thing in the Teal Mask, whereas Sinistea evolves into Poltergeist. In Kitakami, it's kind of the other way around. Poltergeist evolves into Sinistra. So yeah, would you mean Poltergeist or Sinistea, Ronnie? But a really fun Pokemon. I love Galarian Corsola as well. In Cursula. Cool concept for a regional form. Badge quest for you might be Appleton Snom, so you wouldn't evolve your Snom Typher. That's interesting. Makes sense if you like it as it is. Galvantula, Dracovish, Galarian Meowth. Evolution from that one island. Evolved form of Eevee. Corsola and a Glimwood Tangle. Oh, okay, so you do a shiny badge quest. Yeah, fair enough, Topher. Cool. You gotta go. Oh, no worries, Topher. Well, enjoy the rest of your day. Hope it's very merry. And hope to see you again very soon. But yes, maybe see you again later. Maybe see you tomorrow. But a pleasure to see you again. Hope to hang out with you. Hope to hang out with you again soon. Have a merry rest of your day. You mean Poltergeist? Yes, fair enough. Typhoon. I'm intrigued to read Galvantula, by the way, if you are still here. Rather than and the evolution, the EV evolution, rather than focusing on just Generation 8 Pokemon. I think for a badge quest, I could still do Generation 8 exclusive. But the way I like to do a badge quest, for me, Dream Team Quest is predetermined targets. Badge quest is leaving it up to fate. You hunt in a certain area, and sure, you can hope for something in particular to shine, but you ultimately have no choice. It's a bit different in Generation 8, isn't it? Because you can run into Pokemon in the grass. Then you've also got those little exclamation marks. Dreepy is obviously a very cool Pokemon as well. The powerhouse Pokemon of that generation. Just put my hand in front of the camera to refocus it. I think that's good, yeah. Corsola, you thought you had a dream team, yeah. Yeah, it's not my fault, Ron. It's not my fault there are so many great Generation 8 Pokemon. You have a sword badge quest near the 6th gym with Corviknight and Ninetales, Beware, Barbaracle, Noivern, Persimmon, and Frostmoth. Wow! So what, all of those are shiny so far, Ronnie? Very cool of someone. Congratulations. That's some good dedication. Jack, will we please hear that, Ronnie? Barbaracle, I think, Jack's favourite Pokemon. All shiny, wow. That's incredible. How long have you been working on that? Number of Totodile I've accidentally named because I've just been hammering A without concentrating. Ninetales and Frostmoth took ages, yeah. It's a while. Okay, fair enough, Ronnie. I was shiny hunting Frostmoth at one point in the path to the peak in the Crown Tundra. I think that was one of the last, potentially the last thing I was doing actually on Sword and Shield before Scarlet and Violet came out, and I haven't completed that hunt. I think the only other shiny hunt I did in that game was for Nickit on that early route in Pokemon Shield. I found other shinies, but in terms of ones that I was specifically hunting, just running into and away from Pokemon, I've hatched them actually. But in terms of encountering hunts, just Nickit and Frostmoth, I think. And Scarlet and Violet came out before I found the Frostmoth. Wow, I remember playing Pokemon Shield for the first time. Because I actually haven't played Pokemon in a while, and then over lockdown I was shielding because of the condition I have. I have cystic fibrosis. See the one-man show that I wrote about that on YouTube now. It's called Wonder Drug, a comedy about cystic fibrosis. Yes, so I was shielding in lockdown in the pandemic. And I just realised, well, when better time to get a Nintendo Switch. And I did, played Shield, and that, seeing Pokemon on the big screen, so to speak, mind-blowing. Mind-blowing. Approaching 2,400. We started tonight's stream at 2,300, essentially. Pretty good momentum that we got going here. Yeah. What are people's Valentine's Day plans? Are we celebrating with significant others, or are we just enjoying being single? Hope you have a fantastic time, whatever you do. We've got that Milcery Terra Raid event, haven't we? For Valentine's Day, which is fun. Terra Fairy. I remember the first Valentine's Day after Scarlet and Violet came out was a Terra Fairy Tandemaus, which is not only a great idea, but Terra Fairy is good. A good Terra type for Tandemaus and Mousehold. Means you resist fighting. Excuse me, before you took super effective from it. I need to get more sleep tonight than I have been doing the previous 2 nights. I'm really enjoying doing this shiny hunt actually off stream and enjoying the content that's passing the time as I do it. But yeah, I need to be stricter with myself. Here's a question. The shiny hunting, sure. What would be a dream random shiny to run into? So I guess this question is like, of all the very, very, very rare Pokemon, like 5% under, which Pokemon would you be absolutely ecstatic to run into? I remember Rachel in the Discord community accidentally randomly ran into a shiny Dynamo. Full odds shiny Dynamo. Which is like a 2% encounter. Consulted her boyfriend about this. Is this move going to knock it out? Am I safe to do this? And her boyfriend was like, oh yeah, you'll be fine. But then she knocked it out. And I just can't imagine. That is the kind of hunt that people commit themselves to for years. And I'm not exaggerating. 2% encounter, years. And Rachel just chanced upon one and accidentally knocks it out. Absolutely crazy. Unbelievable. So I feel for Rachel. But one day, hopefully, Rachel will reclaim that. And at least she got a fun story out of it. So, there you go. Welcome, Double T. Good to see you. How are you doing? Hope you're having a merry day, and I hope it's about to get merrier. Doing well, thank you, Double T. Yes, released Party Ali's episode of my podcast today. Life stories and 6 Dream Team Pokemon of people in the community. Which people seem to be enjoying. And I had a fascinating chat with Ali, so I hope everyone enjoys that very much. And I was doing various other bits of admin. I was saying earlier, my phone keeps filling up. And it means I can't use WhatsApp. It means I can't take photos and videos, obviously. So this morning I had a mammoth photo deleting session. And actually, I think I'll do more tomorrow. If you've got I'm at the point, to be honest, where I could easily spend all day deleting photos. Which obviously I don't want to do. That's not the best use of time. So, yeah, I'll do it in chunks. But I deleted more than 1,000 photos this morning. And it's amazing. Going through a month. I guess this was especially true in lockdown when you're just at home. But in a month, like 200, 300 photos sometimes. It's absolutely crazy. But it feels good. It feels good. And to be able to have a functioning phone. Huh. Bliss. My phone's been on the brink of filling up for so long. But anyway, Double T. I'm rambling. How are you doing? How was your day? I hope you're having a fantastic day. And, yeah, let us know what you've been up to today. Let me explain a little bit about the Pokemon plushies behind me. We will go from the viewer's perspective, left to right. So, Dratini, I just think it comes out really well as a plush. One of my favourite Generation 1 Pokemon. So cool. Dragon. Fishing it up in the Safari Zone is always a treat. Who we got then? Ledian, of course. Just move my head and then I see. Letterbird and Ledian I have a real soft spot for. I think they, they're a bit underpowered, and that's partly why. I think they're underrated. I want to show them some love. I want to fly the flag. I'm obviously trying to solo Pokemon Brilliant Diamond with Ledian right now. We've reached the Elite Four, and I'll be continuing that stream tomorrow, 5:45 GMT. Don't miss it, everybody. We're at the Elite Four. Can Ledian solo the Elite Four? I think we're level 72. We'll see how much outside leveling up we'll need to do. But it could finish tomorrow. So excited for that quest. I'm enjoying it so much. Your phone is always doing the same thing. Yeah. You always have to delete stuff just to update apps. You feel my pain. Yeah, Double T. It's very annoying. And it's also, it feels like such a waste of time. If I'd been better at deleting photos as I went, then I wouldn't have to waste the time going through and deleting. But, especially over lockdown, why would I delete as I went along? Not really a reason to, but now I know. Of course, the other option is I just upgrade my phone. Get a new phone, which is not a bad suggestion, to be honest, because if I want to do more vlogging, which I do for the events that I cast, a new phone, better quality camera, etc. could be a good shout. But for a quick fix, yeah, I just have to do a lot of photo deleting. They are all backed up on my laptop anyway. But, sometimes there are just some photos that you want to keep on your phone. Let's continue. So, Mew at London Worlds 2022, the Pokemon World Championships in London, where I went as a spectator. I remember seeing Mew there and I thought, yep. And I picked it up. And I haven't regretted it. It's just an iconic mythical Pokemon, isn't it? Big fan of Mew. It's cute. Love it. Okay, and then Vulpix. Yeah, foxes are my favourite animal. And again, that is from the London World's Pokemon Centre. I love how chunky it is as well. It's not the Sitting Cutie. It's, I don't know, just Pokemon Plush or maybe Pokemon Doll, something like that. So yeah, couldn't pass up the opportunity. One of my favourite Generation 1 Pokemon. At some point I want to do a Pokemon Leaf Green Dream Team quest. Vulpix will be on it. I think Squirtle for sure, Vulpix, I need to think about this actually. I was thinking Bellsprout, I was thinking maybe Jolteon. I think, yeah, I need to give some thought to that. See what I come up with. Seadra would be really cool. Because Seadra is once a final stage, obviously Kingdra is my favourite Pokemon, because Seadra is once a final stage, I just think it's such a cool design. The whole line, and the shiny, the shiny coloration of the line is so good. It's so good. Nice and vibrant. You know, good changes without being too in your face, I think. Love it. Anyway, so I'll think about that. Leaf Green Dream Team quest. What else we got? Yeah, at Pokemon events, they tend to sell the Pokeballs that you see behind me there. They're from Japan, and it seems like you've got a range for each generation. So I so far have picked up a couple of the Generation 2 Pokeballs, and I've got a Pikachu and an Umbreon inside. You have a randomly selected one of like 10 plush from the line. So I have a Pikachu and an Umbreon. You have to open the Pokeball. You have to buy the Pokeball and open it to see what you've got. Would be amazing to get the full line. I'd love to get all 3 Johto first partners. And, you know, maybe I'll trade at some point, especially if I get duplicates for those plushies. But I think it's a really cool concept. So Kingdra behind me, that's my favourite Pokemon. Simple as that. And it's partly because Generation 2 is my favourite generation. I could never have a Kingdra when I was younger because I didn't have anyone to trade with. I think the design is great. Water Dragon is such a cool combination. Seahorses I love. Don't know if I loved Seahorses before Kingdra or the other way around, but either or. Yeah, I think it's a Pokemon that has competitive viability, and I think that is important to me as someone who has a background in competitive Pokemon as well. I think there are probably more reasons why Kindra's my favourite. I talked about the shiny as well, but that gives you a picture as to some of the reasons why Kingdra is my favourite Pokemon. Snom, one of my favourite Generation 8 Pokemon. I think, again, that was from the London World's 2022 Pokemon Centre. It's very cute. I think it's very clever how it's a very simple design, yet it's still somehow cute. Ice and Bug, very cool combination. Excuse the pun. I love the Ice type, I love the Bug type. In fact, those are my top 2 types. I think Frostmoth is delightful as well. And great moveset, sometimes viable. Yeah. Big fan of Snom. Yanma, for my Teal Mask shiny quest that I was streaming in the autumn, which I completed, and I will get a video together about that at some point. There are just so many videos I have in mind to make. It might be that I have to like take a couple of weeks off the podcast or something just to lock myself in the editing dungeon, make some headway on some projects. I don't know. But anyway, the first shiny I found for that quest in Kitakami in the Teal Mask DLC was a shiny Yanma, but it was not just a shiny Yanma. Oh no. Oh no. Shiny Rare Mark Yanma. That's right. I could not believe it. Rare Mark is 1 in 1,000. I did have the shiny charm on that copy of Pokemon Violet. So, the odds were 1 in 2048 I think that, or maybe it's most 1 in 1,000 something. But anyway, still, shiny rare mark Yanma. It was unbelievable. So I had to commemorate that by getting the Yanma and the Yanmega plush, because of course I had to evolve it. Wow, you have a dungeon. You know what I mean, Luke. But yeah, sure. The editing dungeon. Yeah. The proverbial editing dungeon. Of course. And then Apom, that plush is from the Lille Regional Champion. By the way, 2,400 resets, everybody. Woohoo, that's a milestone. We're approaching 2,500. That is from the Lille Regional Championships, that Apom plush, and I've named it Monsieur Banane. Monsieur Banane, after the having been purchased in France. Banane is, of course, French for banana. Seemed like an appropriately cheeky nickname for this Apom. And of course, when you've got the surname Merriman, you got to lean into being merry in as many ways as you can. So that's the stories of the plushies behind me. Then I've got the region maps. I picked up those region maps at Worlds 2022 as well. It's cool, actually, now I think about it, how much of my backdrop is from London Worlds 2022, because that was just such a mind-blowing experience. Going to the World Championships in London for Pokemon. The first time I'd been to a World Championships. First time I'd seen the scale that Pokemon events can reach. The pinnacle. So yeah, nice realization on having that so much of my backdrop is from then. But then in the middle you've got, well, not quite in the middle from your perspective, but you can see there. In fact, maybe I should change that. I should move some of those posts along so that that map can be in the middle. But that map is the Johto region at EUIC last year that I was hosting. There's a video about that on my channel as well, about hosting the Europe International Championships of 2024. Yeah, they were selling these region maps. Johto is my favourite, so I had to pick up Johto. Maybe I'll pick up Kanto at some point as well. And stick them side by side because, of course, Johto connects to Kanto. But yeah, I couldn't pass up the opportunity to pick up a Johto region map. I thought it was so cool. Really cool decor options that Pokemon makes available to us. I'm playing through Crystal casually at the moment, actually, which is a lot of fun. I never played it when I was younger. The fact that you can get Teddiursa and Fampi so early on in the game is wonderful. You can get Teddiursa in the morning in Dark Cave. You can get Fampi in the morning. That route north of the very first route, connecting to the route south of Blackthorn City, if that makes any sense. So that was exciting. Because you don't often get to play through the game with them on your team for such an early stage. But welcome in if you're just joining in, everybody. Thanks so much for being here. It's a very special quest, this one. Pokemon Silver Dream Team quest, going for my first member, Totodile. Pokemon Silver is my favourite game of all time. So it feels very special, and this is my childhood copy of Pokemon Silver. My childhood copy. So to be able to do a quest like this on my childhood copy is really, really special. The hours I spent on this game when I was younger, my goodness, it feels great to be revisiting this. Please do like and subscribe if you're enjoying. It would mean a huge amount. It really does go such a long way. I'm nearly at 700 subscribers, which is very exciting. And I've been approaching the road from 650 to 700 has been going very quickly. So it's good momentum for the channel, and channel memberships are coming, music for the channel is coming, all sorts of other kinds of videos coming, so exciting time. All likes and subscribes go a long way. Welcome in, Mark. You've been enjoying the chat with Parliale. I'm glad you've been enjoying. Jump straight to our channel to see the gold video. Got a lot more Gen 2, yeah, exactly. Pokemon Silver over here. going for shiny Totodile and Pokemon Gold over for Ollie, who, yeah, replayed it over the holidays, I believe. Got a shiny Cyndaquil in 400 resets. 400! Gives me hope, though. It means it could happen at any time for us. Anyway, Mark, I'm glad you've been enjoying. What's your favourite Pokemon? I'm a huge fan of Generation 2. If you've been here for a little bit, then you will know. Johto is my favourite region. But I'm glad you've been enjoying the episode. And thanks so much for stopping by my stream tonight. Good to see you. Yeah, what's your favourite Pokemon, Mark? And how are you doing? How's your day going? Chazingdra's Mystery Dungeon, Luke. Yeah, Ben, as I think you're aware, Luke, at the Birmingham Regional Championships, just gave me... Ben White was in the Discord community, and the link is below, everybody. It'd be a pleasure to see you in there. Chazingdra Chocolate Factory. Gave me a copy, a second-hand copy of Pokemon Mystery Dungeon. Which was incredible. An incredibly kind gift. I've never played a Mystery Dungeon game. It might be that after the Lady Am run on Brilliant Diamond that I stream on Thursdays, don't miss that. It's the Elite Four tomorrow, everybody. And it's going to be incredible. Maybe we'll beat the quest tomorrow. Only time will tell. See you at 5:45 GMT for Lady Anne soloing the Elite Four in Pokemon Brilliant Diamond. Maybe after I finish that quest, I will stream playing Mystery Dungeon for the very first time ever. We'll have to see. Generation 2 is your favourite as well, you think. You had to replace the childhood cartridge battery. Right, fair enough. That was like 13 badges and you stopped level 50 until you beat some Stadium 2 cups. Wow. Ah, the throwbacks, Mark. The throwbacks. Pokemon Stadium 2. Very nice. And that's available on the Nintendo Switch online store now, isn't it? It was very exciting. I played Stadium 1. Have I played Stadium 2? I might have done. Either way, might have to delve into that on the online store. But what's your favourite Pokemon, Mark? That's the question. And are you mainly a shiny hunter yourself? I do competitive as well as shiny hunting as well as challenge runs. Basically just, you know, enjoying everything that the Pokemon world has to offer. On the Switch, I see Jimmy can't link. Yeah, fair enough. I know what you mean, Mark, yeah. Maybe. Pokemon Day coming up. Maybe there will be a way. I'm not sure about that, but you never know. Speaking of Pokemon Day, what are your predictions, Mark? It's something we've been talking about quite a bit in my streams. More news about Legends ZA, surely. Like a longer trailer. We might have an announcement of Generation 10. It would conform to the 3-year cycle. Because Scarlet and Violet came out 2022, Sword and Shield 2019. I think 3 years before that, 2016 was when Sun and Moon came out. But who knows? Maybe it's a bit early to announce Generation 10. I'm not sure. 30th anniversary of Pokemon next year as well. Crazy times. Pokemon Day, you're not sure, Mark. Fair enough. They did announce a flying type EV Terra Raid event. I wonder if there's going to be a flying EV evolution. Time will tell. You shiny hunt a little. Sounds good. Not in a while, though. You confess watching more than playing lately. Fair enough, Mark. Fair enough. What's your favourite shiny hunt that you've watched recently? And hello, Worm's Eye. Yes! Doing very well, thank you. How are you doing? Hope you're having a merry day. Yeah. Things are good, thank you. I'm making good progress on this hunt. I've been hunting off stream as well. Released Party Harley's episode of the podcast today. I had to delete a lot of photos from my phone to create some space. You know, things like that. Lots of other little productive bits too. So not doing too badly, thanks, Wormseye. How about you? How are you doing? How's your new job going? Hope you're still thoroughly enjoying it. Yeah, maybe, Mark. Maybe a flying type EV evolution. Not sure, but they did announce a EV flying terror raid event, I think, in the run-up to Pokemon Day. It's interesting that we've had these shiny distributions as well, isn't it? I wonder if that's building up to something for Pokemon Day. I mean, you know, Keldeo and Meltan announced today, and Amorous and Manaphy announced recently, and then Meloetta before that. I wonder. If you could introduce, open question to anyone in the stream, if you could introduce a new type for an EV evolution, what type would it be? If you could introduce a new type for an EV evolution, what type would it be? Your job's going well. You assume you're meeting expectations because they haven't sacked you. Yeah, I'd assume so as well. I think that's a fairly safe bet. I'm glad it's going well. I'm glad you're enjoying it. Very nice. In terms of what I would want out of a new type of an EV evolution, what other types are there? There's rock. The way, I don't know if anyone else does this, by the way, but the way I remind myself of all the types in Pokemon is by working through the Kanto gym leaders, then the Johto gym leaders, and then adding Dark and Fairy. Anyone else do that? Something I've done for a long time. Anyway, so the EV types we don't have are Rock, Poison, Ground, Flying, Bug. We don't have a normal evolution, a normal type evolution, but of course EV itself is normal. It'd be cool actually to have a normal evolution. And Ghost, Fighting, Steel, Dragon. Yeah. So Rock, Poison, Ground, Flying, Bug, Normal, Ghost, Fighting, Steel, Dragon. I would want to see... I think when it comes to something like the Bug type, that'd be a weird one, wouldn't it? Because I don't think it's ever happened that a Pokemon that isn't a Bug type in its first form gains it for its second. In other words, nothing becomes a Bug. Which I think makes sense, because you either are or you aren't. So, as much as I love the Bug type, I feel like a Bug type EV evolution would be a strange decision. It could happen, and I'd still be really excited about it. But, yeah, do you see what I mean? I'd want to see... I mean, Dragon would be cool. So what I definitely want to see, slightly off topic, would be a Bug Dragon dual type. We are due one of those. And it's a type of combination that's kind of been on the horizon for a while, I feel like. We've got a few Pokemon that could be Bug Dragon. I'm thinking of the Flygon line. There's more as well, but I can't remember off the top of my head now. Ghost would be cool. Steel might be an odd one as well. Suddenly have like a robotic Eevee, Iron Eevee. Am I right, by the way? Is there any Pokemon that gains the bug type when it evolves? Because I might be totally wrong about that, but I don't think there is. You think a dragon type Eevee is what you'd expect, so the counterpart's fairy. Yeah, that's true. Balance out the Sylveon. Hello, Alex. Keep being late to these. Well, don't worry. Don't worry, Alex. Whenever you arrive is always a good time. Welcome to the stream, Alex. How are you doing? I was just shouting you out earlier for your work on the emojis and badges that I've contacted you about. And of course, Alex designed the thumbnail for my Birmingham 8192 Shiny Challenge video. And it's a great thumbnail. Check out the video and check out the thumbnail if you haven't already. It's on the channel. How many shinies can we find in an hour? It's an event that Nora in the Future came up with. Over in the NA region, Quit Panic has run a few 8192 Shiny challenges. It's on generations 2 to 5 Pokemon games where the odds are 1 in 8,192. How many shinies can we find now? We had 14 people come to the Birmingham one, like 18 consoles between us. We found 2 shinies. Check out the video to see what they were. Such fun time. Shiny hunting with other people in real life, IRL, in the room. So much fun. Thoroughly recommend it. And there will be at least one at EUIC, potentially 2. There might be one on the Friday as well. But currently it's scheduled for Saturday at 4 PM. So if you're going to EUIC next week, make sure you're there. It'll be a lot of fun. Welcome in if you're just tuning in. Please do like and subscribe. Nearly at 700 subscribers. I've got all my socials linked below. I'm at Chazingdra, X Blue Sky, Instagram, TikTok. I've got my Discord linked below as well. Would be a pleasure to see you in the community. Come and hop into Chazindra's Chocolate Factory and join the merry folk. Got my Patreon as well if you want to support me as a creator. I've got my podcast, Chazingdra Chats, life stories, and 6 Stream Team Pokemon of people in the community. Plenty of episodes on the channel. Party Ali's episode came out today. The link for that is in the description below. Plenty more videos on the channel. Vlogs of the events I cast. Comedy skits. Lots more videos planned, like my Safari Week video from last year. All sorts. An exciting time for the channel. So, pleasure to have you here. Please do follow along. Correct on nothing gains the bug type. Yeah, I think so, Wormseye. Thank you for clarifying. It would just seem odd, wouldn't it, if something suddenly become bug-like. Apart from Terrabug, obviously. You had a few thumbnails of videos you've been working on. Oh yeah, but you'll get started making those. Well, no rush, Alex. I mean, we've talked about the timescale, obviously. But I hope your own thumbnails have been going well. Looking forward to seeing what you come up with, both for your thumbnails and, of course, for the emoji and badges for the channel. So here's a question, everybody. We've talked a little bit about Pokemon Day predictions, but what mechanic do we expect in Generation 10? We had Mega Evolution in Generation 6. We had Z-Moves in Generation 7. We had Dynamax in Generation 8. We've had Terastallization in Generation 9. What do we expect for Generation 10? I could see, to be honest, a combination of lots of things. I could see some Pokemon being able to Dynamax or Gigantamax, some Pokemon being able to Terastallize, some being able to Mega Evolve, some being able to use a Z-Move. And every single Pokemon would be able to do one of them. Probably not all at the same time, that would be a bit much. But I could see that. I could see Terastallization staying, like Mega Evolution stayed for a bit in Generation 7. I could see Terastallization making a return. It's been so popular. Or something new. It's funny you say that, Luke. I was just about to say maybe fusion Pokemon. Certain Pokemon confused with others to create a new form. Could definitely see that. Shadow Pokemon you suggest as well, Luke. That's fascinating. Yeah, Shadow Pokemon like in Pokemon XD, Gale of Darkness. And of course you have Shadow Pokemon in Pokemon Go as well, don't you? I've never played XD. I've never played Gale of Darkness. But I know in Pokemon Go, Shadow Pokemon are a certain amount more offensive and a certain amount less defensive. Or maybe it'll be something completely new. Something we're not expecting yet. Or maybe there won't be anything, you know. First few generations, we didn't have any mechanics. I wouldn't mind not having a mechanic, to be honest. But maybe at this stage that would feel like too much of a cop-out. I don't know. ZA, of course, we have the Megas returning, so I would not be surprised at all to see Megas in some way in Generation 10. Just continue that through line. Also, though, let's not forget, Generation 9, some of the Paradox Pokemon, very, very similar to Mega Evolved Pokemon. I'm thinking about Roaring Moon. Very similar to Mega Salamence. I'm thinking about Iron Valiant. And isn't there... I believe there's information in Scarlet and Violet about Kalos being close to the Paldea region. So I could see that. Being explored more with Megas coming out in the next generation of games. I could also see for Generation 10... We had Johto and Kanto linked. I could see more regions being linked. I could see a game where we explore through some past regions. Like Hoenn Sinnoh or something. Can you imagine? That'd be incredible. Or maybe even a game where they're all linked together. Feels like they're going to do something big for Generation 10. I mean, 10. 10 generations of Pokemon in 30 years. It's such an exciting time for the franchise. So, let's catch up on these messages here. Thank you for bearing with me as I ramble, everybody. Can't expect Terra to stick around. With it being Generation 10, you can see multiple being used. Yeah, exactly, Alex. Exactly. I can see it too. If you've got a new thing, you can also see Terra staying. Yeah. Yeah. You could see terrestrialization sticking around. Wormseye. Wow, a few of us believe that. Given they've shown in Scarlet Violet the phenomenon Kanika and other regions with some adjustments. Yeah, that's true. That's a really good point. And Briar in the storyline is looking for exploring how Terra could happen in other regions. Although, you know, we know that the Blueberry Academy is in Unova. And so maybe that line of dialogue just means in Unova in the Blueberry Academy, although actually when you play through the Indigo Disc DLC where you're in the Blueberry Academy, Terra is already a thing. It's an established thing, so I'm not sure. Anyway, you just love the legendaries for Generation 10 being sand and snow users, just give those weathers a bump. Interesting, Alex. That's a really interesting idea. Yeah, we've got Groudon and Kyogre, of course, sun and rain. So what? A part ice type legendary and a part ground or rock actually type legendary. That's a really really interesting idea. I remember years ago I came up with the idea of a Pokemon game based on, or Pokemon lore based on the 4 elements. So potentially that would mean 4 games, or it could just mean 2. Fire, water, flying, meaning air, and ground, i.e. earth. But then, of course, you go a bit further. Ground and grass, for example, could be a legendary in that game. Ground gives us access to trees, plants, etc. It could be water and ice. That's another kind of watery thing. Fire and dragon, maybe. And flying and electric. Storms, certainly. Part of air, the flying type. It's interesting, incidentally, that it's still called the flying type as opposed to air, or something like that. I've always found that an interesting idea. I think it was originally bird in Generation 1. It was going to be called bird. But anyway, you know what other game had 4 elements? Yeah, exactly, Luke. Yeah, my Golden Sun heritage coming to the fore there. Any other Golden Sun fans in the chat? I know Luke and I definitely are. Yeah, what a game. Double T, you think the new gimmick will have to do with powering up Pokemon in some way you could see fusion? Yeah, I imagine so. Maybe like a gimmick that applies to both Pokemon on the field. That'll be quite VGC specific because, of course, it's mainly single battles. Tell you what else I'd love to see. The option to play through the game with double battles only, as opposed to single battles. VGC style. Would be so cool. Or even, if not that, just like a easy... I was about to say slow, medium, fast. Easy, medium, hard setting to play through the game. Because, you know, the Pokemon Company's aware that there are players who are older, like us, who love to play the games. So to be able to increase the challenge would be so fun. That'd be cool. All sorts of options. What other methods power up Pokemon? Yeah, I mean... boosting up moves, they've done Z moves. Types, they've done... I mean, size and form, they've done via Dynamax. Which, Mega Evolution... I guess Mega Evolution changes more. Like, Gigantamaxing doesn't change a Pokemon's ability, for example. So they've kind of covered most bases, haven't they? Or, like, there are new hidden abilities introduced. That could happen. Or... yeah, not sure. Speaking of Gigantamax, I wish we'd had a Gigantamax Phalanx that was just, like, hundreds of them. You know, based on a Roman legion. I think it would make sense. A proper army of Phalanx would be very cool. Anyway, I think they're expecting to call it... yeah, exactly, Luke, yeah. Gold and Silver were planned to be the last Pokemon games. And they originally, after you beat the Elite Four, I think, had the idea that you travel back through a Pokemon region based on the whole of Japan. And then they limited it somewhat. But, yeah, well, it's just too popular. Can you imagine if that had stopped with Gold and Silver? Just this phenomenon. I think that we'd still have people streaming and playing the old games now if it had stopped at Gold and Silver. It's got such nostalgic potential. But, yeah, so much Pokemon joy and lore that would have gone non-existent. Such a strange thing to think about. And what a phenomenon it's become. Luke, what are you doing alongside stream tonight? Are you doing shiny hunting of your own? Are you doing a bit of competitive? Are you cooking? Are you just hanging out? Welcome in if you're just tuning in. Have you liked and subscribed? It would mean a huge amount if you did. Thanks so much. And if you're joining, having watched Party Ali's episode of Chazingdra Chats, my podcast, life stories and dream teams of people in the community, Pokemon dream teams, that is, then I very much hope you enjoyed. And it means a lot to have you tuning in tonight. So thank you. Your life would be so different. Yeah. True, Luke, yeah. I think a lot of us can say the same. I would still have my favourite ever Pokemon, though, Kingdra. It's interesting to think about whether Kingdra would still be my favourite Pokemon if it had stopped at Generation 2, because I only realised latterly, much later on, that Kingdra is my favourite Pokemon. I'm talking probably around 10 years ago at this point, I realised Kingdra is my favourite Pokemon. So would it be the same now? Not sure. Not sure. 300 phalanx, 1 heart. Al, you always know how to make an entrance. Welcome to the stream, my friend. How are you doing? Hope you're having a very merry day. And thanks so much for joining. Hope your day's about to get merrier. We might fall just short of 2,500 in resets on today's stream, everybody, unfortunately, just because I've got to go fairly sharpish at 8. But still, we'll get in as many as we can. Hope you're doing very well, Al. 9 more subs till 700. Thank you very much, Heath. Yes, it'll happen today. I don't know. But certainly the road from 650 to 700 has been swift. Very exciting momentum on the channel right now. So thank you so much, everybody, for your fantastic support. So many videos planned. It's just a question of finding the hours in the day to edit them. But they're coming. They're coming, and I'm very excited for you all to see them. It's great to have the weekly content coming out of the podcast. But yeah, obviously it reduced the amount of time I can spend editing other videos. But you know, the podcast is my first offering into the world of Pokemon content, so it's an important one. There was, I remember now, this has only happened once so far, but one of the early streams of this, I wasn't keeping an eye on the battery light on my SP, and it ran out of power as we were checking one Totodile. So there's a chance that we just entirely skipped over a shiny, which doesn't really bear thinking about, does it? But if we did, I'm glad that we don't know it, if that makes sense, because that would make it so much more galling. Maybe we'll shine soon. My guess is 3,879. But that might be wishful thinking. We will see. Place your bets for how many resets the Totodile will take to shine. How are you doing, Heath? I've gone off on a tangent again. I hope you're having a very merry day, Heath. How are you doing? Fill us in on your news. I hope you're doing very well. You're currently updating your MacBook, but you might shine hunt while you wait. You've still got the... Oh, yeah, the outbreaks that happened. Yeah, well, good luck on those hunts. Yeah, I didn't participate in that one, actually. I have too many other projects on the go that require quite a lot of time, devotion. You can't see my finger. Like this one. Hot Gold, Soul Silver for you, Al. Nothing comes close. They are incredible games. Oh, my goodness. We're doing my shiny badge quest on Hot Gold as well. And I have 3 members of that. But I'm keeping everything secret for that because there'll be a video that drops at some point. I'll probably, you know, get halfway through, do the Elite Four, and then maybe stream the rest of it, the Kanto bit. If I continue with the Kanto bit. Thing is, I haven't been doing too much hunting on that game because I just want to get in as many resets as possible for Totodile. Because the resets take a little bit. I'm looking forward to a hunt in this game where we can just run in grass. Get those encounters in more swiftly. And I'd love not to have to double up on another Gen 2 game for this one. So we just have to hope that the Totodile shines relatively swiftly. $8 more 700. Well, either way, Ronnie. Exciting times. It's all going to be massive, dog. Heath, you're so kind. You're so kind, my friend. I'm trying to think now. Was it during Safari? I think it was during Safari Week last year. Yeah, that you first hopped into the streams, Heath. I so appreciate it. You know, you see a relatively small content creator, streamer, like I still am, really. And to have that unwavering support, it means a huge amount. So thank you, Heath. Thank you, Rani. Thank you to everybody. Luke, Double T, Emerald, so many people for all of your support throughout. It means a huge amount because I'm loving what I'm doing. And without you, it wouldn't be possible. So, thank you. In a very heartfelt way. Oops, female. We can reset. Amount of time we got hello. Yeah, fair enough, Heath. I know that you're someone who's been sort of holding out for channel memberships. They're coming. They're coming. Of course, I could sort of launch channel memberships and then upload the emoji and badges that we're going to use. But I figure, you know, if it's only a question of waiting a few more weeks, may as well just start as we mean to go on, right? Launch them properly as opposed to, oh, here are the memberships, emojis and badges are coming. You know, I'd rather just start strong. Also, of course, we're approaching the 1 year anniversary of the channel. I need to get my thinking cap on as to how we celebrate that. How we mark that occasion. If you have things that you particularly want to see for the 1 year anniversary of the channel, do let me know. I'd love to hear it. Yeah, mid-April. Mid-April. I'm aiming to reach 1,000 subscribers by mid-April, everybody. That will be the 1 year anniversary of the channel. So all help towards that. Very much appreciated. Been here since your first stream, Ronnie? Yeah! Quite possibly. Quite possibly. Crazy. Crazy to think about. I think the very first person to ever hop into my chat was I Salad. Who also named the shiny Venonat I accidentally ran away from Commitment. But yeah, very first stream. Well, Ronnie, absolutely incredible support. Again, I appreciate it so much. I'm glad you enjoy the content. And to think that around the time of the first stream, I was about to release the 12th episode of the podcast. And today I've released the 43rd. That's crazy. That is crazy. Time. Just flying. Best. Oh yeah, Heart Gold Soul Silver Owl. Following Pokemon, and the fact that the sprites are shiny, that just adds so much character. Adds such a new level to it. The physical special split, that's true. Everything else, yeah. I tell you what else. Tell me if you agree with me here, Al. And any other Heart Gold Soul Silver lovers. I love Voltorb Flip, and I love the Pokeathlon. 2023, I believe. Sometimes, just to chill out, I would do some Voltorb Flip or Pokeathlon. I have a Zubat that's got all of the... What are they called in the Pokeathlon? All of the medals or something that it possibly can have. I think I'm missing one, and then I go to the next stage. But I love those minigames. I think Voltorb Flip is the perfect balance of luck versus skill. There's enough skill to keep them going back, but enough luck to keep things exciting. What do we all think about the Voltorb Flip and Pokeathlon? Incredible. You were there when I pull a boss move on the shiny Venonat. Yeah. During a second stream, you had said, feels like you've been here for a... Oh, yeah, that's right. I remember saying that. Heath. I remember saying that it felt like that you were there for longer than 2 days. But I guess that makes sense because, you know, if you're streaming for a few hours, you cover a lot of topics in that time. And so by the second day, you feel like you've hung out with someone for multiple hours. But good memory, Heath. But it's also a sign of how willing a member of the community you are. That you gave me that feeling. So yeah, thank you. You know, someone is an OG. Exactly. The online names. You lost to ISL in your first ever in-person tournament. Wow, Luke. What was your first ever in-person tournament? Because we might have crossed paths at an in-person tournament. Perhaps. The first time we met properly was Birmingham last month. Can't believe that's last month already. But maybe we actually crossed paths before that without knowing. Well, I do remember, as I've said, is talking to you about Golden Sun on X, or then Twitter. And I think I posted a picture of tip for shiny hunting, and I had that very Snom plush, actually, on my lap. That Snom plush is called Zeb Zeb, by the way, everybody. For no reason, really. Just a cute name. On my lap, and then the DS resting on it, and I was hunting like that. I remember you saying I'll have to try that. Yeah, good times. Good times. You love Pokéathlon, Ronnie. I'm glad to hear. Glad to hear. There are some games that are so much more difficult than others. The one sort of badge that I'm missing currently is... what's it called? It's where the... you have to pick pennant capture, I think it is. Pick up as many of those flags as you can, and then run back to the base, and then your next Pokemon goes out, and so on. I found that one the toughest. But I'll beat that one with the Zubat at some point, and then be on to the next stage. So cool that each Pokemon has different Pokéathlon stats as well. They really did run with the idea of... you know, Pokemon is more about more tiredness catching up. Pokemon is about more than just battling if you want it to be. And you can do it. Of course, the main way to get through the games is battling, but the fact that you have the option to do the Pokéathlon or Pokemon Contest in Generation 3 and 4, or Diamond Pearl Platinum, etc. Really cool. You enjoyed Pokéathlon, but you never dived deep. You have, however, lost a total... You've sunk a good few years, let's say, out into Battle Factory. Yes. Oh, I need to play some Battle Factory again. So good. Also exploring the other mini-games at the Battle Frontier. The only one I've done is the Battle Factory, and I know that they work differently, and I know there's more luck involved in some of them, for example, but yeah. I'd love to have a deeper dive in some of the other mini-games on offer there. Did that work? It did. First time we met in person, almost 5 months. That's true with Jack and Ben. 5 months. Dortmund. And it doesn't really seem that long ago. Tell you what, the Pokemon season makes the year go so fast. Ridiculously fast. Goodness me. We're already halfway through the 2025 season. That is crazy, isn't it? Because it's February now. August will be the World Championship. So yeah, 6 months away. That's an improvement on last time, by the way, everybody. Now I'm in the habit of pressing B once we're through the nickname stuff. Once we can see if it's male or female. If it's female, it can't be a shiny. We haven't been inadvertently talking to Professor Elm as much. So that's something I aim to keep up. Really does save a huge amount of time over a potentially long hunt like this one. So at this point, I start pressing B, and then we don't inadvertently talk to Elm again. We can chat to Totodile swifter, more swiftly. Road to Area 0. Okay. That's interesting. Oops. What did I do there? I pressed select instead of star. That's what I did. Because I feel like... Oh, okay, so that was your first... So that would have been, what? Late 2022, early 2023? Cool that you took that plunge, went to your first in-person tournament. Let's hope that Toasted in the Discord community does as well. That is linked below, everybody, my Discord community. It would be a pleasure to see you in there. That sounds fun, though. Luke, how did that first in-person tournament go for you? Female. And I nearly accidentally clicked B, so I wouldn't have got to see that sooner. We would have wasted a bit of time. All about these optimizations. Focus on my hand. Refocus on the screen. You're the rent a level 100 Pokemon in the Battle Factory time. Yeah, I've only ever done level 100, I think. Oh, or was it 50 actually? No, I think it was level 100 that I've done now. Maybe I should try 50 at some point. I think I tried double battles at some point as well. Single is what I'm more... Single battles, strangely, given that VGC is doubles, is what I'm more familiar with in the Emerald Battle Factory. Okay, everybody. Unfortunately, you know, ordinarily, I would reach 2,500, but tonight, I have to go pretty sharpish around 8, so we're going to get to 2,475 and then call it a stream. So the last 6 checks. The time really does fly with you all, so thank you so much for keeping me company, everybody. It means a huge amount to have you here. You love coming to these streams. I haven't been able to be here as much recently with the state of things over here. You need to stay on top of the news. Fair enough, Heath. No, understandable. But that means a huge amount. We love having you here, Heath. You're a valued member of the community. As are you all. But I'm glad you enjoy, because I love hanging out with you all. July 2023. You went 2-2. Nice. Very good, Luke. What sort of team were you running? Was it using the official competitive Pokemon rule set at that point? So what? That would have been Regulation D, I guess it would have been. Or what rule set was it using? But very nice. 2-2 for your first tournament. We take those, as they say. Tell you what, I was playing the Stuttgart Regional Championships back in December. Regulations at H, so no legendaries. I was debating, do I just bring Kingdra, my favourite Pokemon? It's never been more viable. But then I thought, no, I'd like to have the option of doing well, so I just brought the team that had done well in, what was the most recent tournament? Whatever the one that Carson Confer won with Blood Moon, Ursaluna, Electabuzz, etc. And then, of course, Wolf goes and wins Toronto, the final tournament of Regulations at H, with a Kingdra. And I didn't do very well in Stuttgart. How did I do? I think I went 4-4. Which, again, not bad. Especially when, you know, it's hard to be able to compete in these tournaments when you're casting. Just because of time being taken up. But, yeah, as that happens, I definitely just should have brought the Kingdra to Stuttgart. I'm sure I would not have been able to pilot it. Sacramento, thank you, Al. Would not have been able to pilot it as well as Wolf did, but would have had fun. I think, you know, fun is such a crucial part of the game, of course. We're playing Pokemon. It's got to be fun. But also, there's something to be said for, you know, your opponent seeing a Pokemon that they're not so familiar with and catching them off guard as a result of that. See, I wish I had brought Kingdra, and going forward, maybe I will aim to lean more into the Pokemon I enjoy playing with. It's got to be a balance between that and what you think will actually do well, of course. But yeah, it's an interesting line, isn't it? An interesting line. Regulation D, I see. Can't remember who was on your team, but you had a lot of fun. Fair enough. Long time ago. 275, everybody. This is it. This is the final check. Let us see if Totodile will give us a last-minute surprise. I'll probably continue shiny hunting this tonight, to be honest. Get up to 2,500. Watch some more content. With shiny hunting, it's all about what you're doing on the side. Whether it's talking to chat, whether it's watching something on YouTube, a podcast, or a film or something. So thank you so much for entertaining me tonight, everybody, so well as you always do. Iris would have had the opponents double guessing everything. Exactly, Al, especially because Iris led a Ledian not in Scarlet and Violet. That's it. No shiny Totodile, but you know me, we always do a bonus check. So. And one day, the bonus check will be the one that whatever shiny we're hunting appears on. We also have a rule that the final check cannot be female or HP 21, as in we have to have a solid chance of the Totodile being shiny. Well, it's male. You pulled a full art Ledian the other day. Oh, wow. That's so cool. Oh, I've seen some very beautiful full art Ledians. I'm jealous of that. Are you going to have an HP of 20? You are. Is it going to be shiny? It's not. It's not going to be shiny. But, oh well. It's been fun. It's been fun, everybody. Thank you so much for hanging out. Sorry if you're just tuning in because you have just missed the stream. But, the VOD will, of course, be about to be live on my channel. And you can watch it as if it is live. Why not? Just pretend it's live. Do some shiny hunting alongside, do some competitive, whatever you so choose to do. Oh, Heath, you're too kind. You are too kind. Thank you so much for the... I think that's a super chat there. Thank you so much, Heath. I really, really appreciate it. I'm very pleased that you enjoyed hanging out. It's really beyond kind of you, Heath, so thank you. And I hope you enjoy the rest of your week. But hopefully I'll see you tomorrow because 5:45 GMT, time for the Elite Four with Iris Arledian. Oh my goodness. We will be attempting the Elite Four for the very first time. Can we solo the Elite Four with Ledian? We got the small matter of a Garchomp two-phase, but you know, Iris... pretty mighty. Let's see what Iris can do. It's going to be a lot of fun. A brand new chapter for that challenge. Can we beat the Elite Four with just Ledian? Come and find out. A whole, you know, so many new experiences to have with Iris in tomorrow's stream. So I will see you tomorrow. And yeah, we're going to have some fun with that stream. And I hope to start streaming earlier tomorrow too. So around 5:45 GMT. If you have not, exactly, Heath, Iris, bit like Flash, you need to catch this one. Come on, Iris. Exactly, Alex. Yes, and I'm glad that you've enjoyed being here. Always a pleasure to have you. Looking forward to seeing as many of you as possible for the Iris stream. If you haven't checked out my Chazingdra Chats podcast episode with Party Ali, that is out on my channel right now and also on Spotify. The YouTube episode is linked below. I hope you enjoy listening to or watching that. Had a fantastic chat with Ali. Pokemon and Nintendo content creator, streamer, shiny hunter. Really fascinating chat. Lots of pearls of wisdom coming out, so I hope you enjoy getting to know Ali a bit better. We get to know her life story and the 6 Pokemon she chose for her dream team, as we do with all of the episodes. And, you know, Matt Absol blogs Pokemon on the podcast as well. That episode's up on the channel. Quit Panic. So many other shiny hunters, Katatsu and Unova. Check them out. And so much more content on the channel too. My Birmingham 8192 Shiny Challenge, as I have called out before. See what went down in Birmingham there. That's on the channel. Silly Pokemon comedy skits. I'm working on my Safari Week video. There's so much more content to come. I stream VGC on Tuesdays, Shiny Hunting Wednesdays, Iris beating BDSP, Pokemon Brilliant Diamond, Ledian solo run on Thursdays. But no streams next week, everybody. No streams next week. I'll be too busy. But we'll be back with streams in a couple of weeks' time. But of course, tomorrow we have our Ledian stream anyway, so I'll see you tomorrow. Discord community link below. It'll be a pleasure to see as many as possible of you in there. Come and hop into Chazingdra's Chocolate Factory and join the merry folk. We're a friendly bunch in there. I've got my Patreon link below links below as well if you want to support me as a creator, and you get access to bonus content from the Rapidash round, so you can actually come and get to know Party Ali even better in the Rapidash round. Quickfire questions that Ali has not prepared for. Got my socials too. Follow along. I'm at Chazingdra, Blue Sky, X, Instagram, TikTok. Would be fantastic to see you over there. Well, that being said, everybody, let me just catch up on the rest of these messages. You take care as well, Luke. Thanks so much for being here. Thank you, Al, for being here. Hopefully see you tomorrow for Iris. You have a merry evening as well, Rani. Fantastic to have had you in the chat. And I really enjoy your commitment to spelling Merry with the I as it is in my surname. Thank you so much, Rani. Iris, whoa. Is that like living on a prayer heap? I like it, whatever it's meant to be. Iris Power tomorrow. That's right, Double T. Let's go, Iris. Chazingdra X, Blue Sky. Thank you so much. Thank you for providing a little shout out to the socials, Al. That's really, really kind of you. So, everybody, make sure you're following along. Once more, please do like and subscribe if you've enjoyed. Nearly at 700 subscribers. Would love to reach that today, actually. I think we can do it. So, if you haven't already, please make sure you have liked and subscribed. And with that, everybody, as ever, have a very merry rest of your day. See you tomorrow, 5:45 GMT, for soloing the Elite Four with Ledian in Pokemon Brilliant Diamond.